today's lesson, it's kind of awkward because the topic is cover letter paragraph 2, highlighting your skills in the cover letter. So it's not really paragraph 2 only, but the most important section in your cover letter would be paragraph 2, but we are going to cover the whole thing. As usual, I want to start off with a quote. The actual purpose of your cover letter is not to get them to hire you, them meaning the company, to hire you. Its sole purpose is to intrigue a recruiter enough to check out your resume. So, cover letter, there's really no order on which document the recruiter would look at. Cover letter first or resume first? Okay, there's no specific order. So you have to consider in mind is that cover letter and resume, to have a choice for a recruiter, they sometimes would read cover letter first. So the cover letter's purpose is to serve as a attraction magnet. Okay, it's a magnet that sucks your recruiter's attention, so they read it and then they would go on and read your resume. But of course, statistics shows that a lot of recruiters would start by reading your resume and skip entirely the cover letter part. Okay, so it really depends on the person who are recruiting. Is it important to write a cover letter? Yes, it is. Okay, because it's a secret weapon to get the reader to be interested in you as a person. But also keep in mind that they may not read it. But a lot of companies request a cover letter because they want to know who the person is they're hiring. So having that said, cover letter is just as important as your resume because same function is to lure the attention of the recruiter, the hiring manager. First one, okay, we have 5 steps here. The step number 1 is to cover the basics. So your cover letter is your 30-second elevator pitch. In other class, we talked about resume having only 7 seconds to get your recruiter's attention. Cover letter, you have longer time. Maybe not exactly 30 seconds, but you have to treat it as an elevator pitch, which means that in a very short elevator ride, let's say if you're taking an elevator and it takes maybe 10, 20 seconds or 30 seconds to get to the floor that you want. And during this elevator ride, you have to be able to sell something. So this is what that means by elevator pitch. A pitch that only lasts several seconds, okay? So cover letter is a piece of documents that you can sell yourself in paragraph form. It's different from resume. Your cover letter must grab attention. Okay, easy, same as resume. Always look for ways to catch people's attention. Number 2, offer solution to their problem. Okay, so in resume, you provide your skills, you provide your work histories, and you provide your education backgrounds. But in cover letter, you have to show that you are the answer to their problem. And number 3, you have to outline the benefits of hiring you. So in cover letter, you have to go through the details on why it would be their benefit to have you joining their company. So 3 things: grab attention, provide solution to their problems. Number 3 is outline the benefit of hiring you. Okay, so pretty standard information on cover letter. Basically is to show in introduction, if this is a conversation it would go like this. Hey, I'm the answer to your problem, and here is why. Okay, so in the opening paragraph, you have to consider, is this paragraph strong and clear enough to tell the recruiter, to the hiring manager, your future boss, hey, I'm the answer to your problem, and let me tell you why. And it's always a good idea to name the specific position. Okay, so you can talk about the position that you're applying for and show them that you are the answer and show them why in the opening. And paragraph number 2 is to talk about their need, talk about your experience, of course. It's to pick the most evident, the most or the strongest achievement that you have done in the past. So here is the proof of why I am the answer. Excuse me. So here, you have to be able to come up with some kind of proof, okay? And hopefully this proof is strong enough reason for the recruiter to continue reading. So you talked about why in the first paragraph, okay? I'm the answer, and here's why. You talk about why you are the answer, and then you have to talk about the proof, the evidence of why you are good, why you are the answer, okay? So that's paragraph number 2. And when you are closing your conclusion, what do? What's the purpose of this closing? You want the recruiter to say, hey, pick up the phone and call me. Okay, so cover letter should go like this. Paragraph number 1, I am good at what I do. I'm the answer to your problem, and I'll tell you why. That's number 1. Number 2, okay, I told you why, and here is the evidence in number 2 paragraph. And conclusion is to, hey, tell the recruiter, pick up that phone and call me. All right, so that's number 3, the conclusion. And this is your call to action. So as we talked about in sales training, okay, the reason why I am applying sales training strategies onto resume and cover letter writing is that my work, my expertise, okay, that I trained myself over the past 13 years is to get results. And the only way to get results is you have to have some kind of sales mentality. You don't have to you don't have to work in the sales role to use the skills. I think sales, this position, this profession, has been demonized over the past years. I think sales is the most reputable jobs in the job market. When people said that, okay, I'm a sales, and usually people would just run away and said, okay, I don't want to talk to sales. But you know, salespeople have the most effective persuasion strategies, most effective communication strategies. So I apply sales strategies on the resume because you are selling yourself. So here, call to action in sales terminology. Okay, in sales strategy, there is a term called CTA, call to action. Call to action is a clear message at the end of an information that you're trying to send out. Doesn't matter if you're trying to pitch something, you have to deliver a proposal, or you want to send an email, okay? You always want the audience, the readers, the listeners to know what do you want them to do. Same thing for cover letter. You have to include a message to tell them what they need to do after reading this cover letter. So this is why I choose this phrase. So if it's in a conversation, the last part of your cover letter should be able to tell them, pick up that phone and call me.